The Middle East is in flames as the U.S. and Israel launch massive preemptive strikes on Iran, killing Supreme Leader Khamenei and targeting nuclear sites. Iran retaliates with missile barrages across the region, hitting U.S. bases in Gulf states and igniting fears of regime collapse or total chaos. This war has shattered fragile diplomacy, spread attacks to neighboring countries, and pushed the world toward unprecedented geopolitical turmoil. Now, with the Strait of Hormuz effectively closed, the global oil lifeline is severed, threatening energy crises, skyrocketing prices, and a potential worldwide recession. Stick around to see how bad it really gets. On February 28, 2026, the U.S. and Israel unleashed massive coordinated airstrikes deep inside Iran. Targets included key nuclear enrichment sites and command centers in a bid to cripple Tehran's capabilities. Iran responded swiftly with barrages of ballistic missiles toward American assets in the region. This direct confrontation has escalated tensions to unprecedented levels, pushing the world closer to a wider war. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps has declared the strait unsafe for transit following the attacks. They have deployed naval forces to enforce restrictions and warn all vessels away. Commercial shipping has received urgent advisories to avoid the area entirely. This de facto closure stems directly from the ongoing military exchanges. After the Iranian attack on one oil tanker, the Palau-flagged Skylight, which was struck for allegedly defying orders and attempting an unauthorized transit, setting it ablaze and forcing crew evacuation with injuries reported. Vessel traffic through the strait has dropped dramatically overnight as risks skyrocket. Oil tankers are now diverting around Africa's Cape of Good Hope. This lengthy detour adds thousands of miles and weeks to journeys, with shipping companies facing skyrocketing insurance premiums and operational halts in the region. Crude oil prices have surged sharply in response to the blockade threat and tanker attacks. Analysts warn of potential spikes to $120, $150 per barrel if the closure persists. Markets are in turmoil, with immediate volatility hitting futures contracts. Consumers worldwide brace for higher fuel and energy costs almost instantly. A significant portion of global crude oil flows has been interrupted abruptly. Trading houses and majors have suspended shipments through the affected route. Energy shortages begin to emerge in dependent regions. Supply chains for fuel, chemicals, and goods face cascading delays and disruptions. Soaring fuel prices drive rapid increases in transportation and production costs. Inflation surges as businesses pass on higher expenses to consumers. Factories in energy-intensive sectors face shutdown risks from shortages. Economists predict a potential global recession if the crisis drags on. China, the world's largest oil importer, suffers severe supply vulnerabilities from this route. The United States sees pump prices climb, hitting household budgets hard. Europe grapples with energy security threats and inflated costs. Insurance rates for maritime trade explode, burdening global commerce. A prolonged blockade could last weeks or months, despite potential countermeasures. Energy markets face structural instability and price volatility for the foreseeable future. Geopolitical realignments may emerge from the fallout. The risk of wider regional or global conflict remains alarmingly high. As oil prices explode and the cost of living spirals out of control. Ordinary families everywhere are suffering the most, struggling to afford basic gas for work commutes. Skyrocketing food prices from higher transport costs and crushing utility bills that force heartbreaking choices between heating homes or buying groceries. Low-income households, already stretched thin, face empty fridges, skipped meals, and delayed medical care as every dollar goes further into fuel and inflation eats away at savings. Parents watch their children go without essentials while governments warn of prolonged recession that could push millions deeper into hardship and poverty. This crisis isn't just about geopolitics, it's hitting real people hard right now. Stay vigilant, share your stories below, and subscribe for updates on how this unfolds.